up, you guys? It's Mary.
And
We invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below, you all, because today we are going to be talking about the Hillsong Church documentary.
Yes.
This actually came out, I think, what was it? I think they said 8/30/2022.
Okay.
And they have actually come out with 2 new episodes that's going to be launching, I think, this week or whatever.
Really?
As the conclusion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but we are actually watching it from the beginning,
From
you
the
all.
beginning.
We're
just going to do like the different part 1s, part 2, and stuff like that.
Yes, but today we are going to do part 1.
Yeah. I had seen this guy before.
I never knew him.
You didn't know about even the whole Hillsong thing.
No.
But there's an artist that I love to listen to, Lauren Daigle.
Mm-hmm.
The one who I will trust in him.
I will trust in you.
Yeah. And I sing that song all the time. And I love her as an artist. And I think someone had said before, like, she was from Hillsong or something, or she sang there. So that's how I remember hearing the word Hillsong. And then I had seen Carl Lentz on some of the interviews. I think he was interviewed by Oprah before. So, but I did not know that he had fallen.
Yeah, I mean...
so when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is very interesting. How did this happen? I thought he was this young, hip pastor who was bringing in all these young people, which I was very happy about, especially at the whole COVID time.
Yeah.
We had a lot of young people. I mean, even you guys, like a little bit of like a depression.
Yeah.
Having to be at home, having to have college at home.
I was very upset.
All that stuff. Like, their social life is compromised. And when you go out, you got to have this muzzle on your mouth, which really kind of was like a muzzle.
Yeah.
It was so hard for me to breathe in those.
I know, you hated them.
I barely went out, only if I had to go to see the doctor for real.
Yeah.
Because it was just... I couldn't breathe. I don't know how people are breathing those things.
I mean, it's so nice being here in Africa where literally nobody really wears a mask.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone wearing a mask.
I think they just kind of go off on faith, and COVID really is not around here like that.
No.
So,
but so just all of that. So when I was just thinking about this whole Carl Lentz thing, I was like, wow, how did he fall? So I'm very excited about the documentary, and I'm happy you watched it with me. I know you didn't want to, but
at first I was like, oh my god, I'm not even interested. But then when he told me about Justin Bieber, because I remember Justin Bieber.
You love Justin Bieber.
I loved him. I was like, baby, I love Justin Bieber. I was there when he had his first album, Somebody to Love, with the Usher. I was a whole Justin Bieber fan. I was fangirling. I was like, yes, honey.
Yes.
But yeah.
So this Hillsong, it really started, and I don't know if they were called Hillsong to begin with, but I guess it was like in Australia. It started first, and then there was like a Wake something church.
Yeah.
But Carl Lentz actually went to Hillsong has, let me just say this right here. It's a church, but it's also like a business, because you have church, they have concerts, they have CDs because they have really good music. They got a college that Carl Lentz went to. They have a cinema, like a theater place. So like movies that they're showing, they got conferences to go to, they have self-help books. So when you go to church, all of these things are there, right? They will be promoting, hey, there's a movie coming out or whatever. They'll be promoting things. They'll promote their self-help books. They
would have movies?
Yeah, right there at the church.
They would produce movies?
Well, they said they had like a cinema. So I don't know if the cinema is actually, they had like a building where you could go. Kind of like how Magic Johnson owns a theater. But they had all of these things. You know what I'm saying? They had their own music. They were making their own CDs that you can go buy. Do you know CDs?
I'm just processing.
So they had all of those things. Self-help books. You can go to their conferences. When you go to a conference, you have to pay. Someone was saying he went to one of their conferences and he had to pay $500. And it was global, you guys. It was global, okay? So so it was like really, like a business too. And they said that it made $100 million a year. The church, which so they were doing good. Go ahead.
For me personally, I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, maybe I'm tripping. I'm 24, but I just feel like a place to worship. It really. I find it a place where I feel like usually it's a humble setting where you go to really just connect with God.
Yeah.
You go either listen to for us it's an imam. And for Christians it's a preacher. You go there, maybe you have some questions, maybe you don't know everything, maybe you go there to kind of get your faith renewed or whatever and stuff. I feel like it's just a humble setting where you go and get this stuff done.
Yeah.
It just sounds foreign to me that they're having concerts, they're having self-help books, and they're having CDs. And they're making it like a full-time business. Like, I know the money that churches get is like non-taxable.
Yeah.
But all that just seems foreign to me. Maybe I'm tripping.
I mean, but they were making good money. They were making $100 million a year. Okay, so they were making good money, which is great.
And that's no taxes. Man, I know they were happy.
So, I mean, and maybe that is, and I don't know if it's totally no taxes for the church, but I think they do get some kind of
I know mosques, they don't do
incentives.
taxes for mosques and for churches.
Oh, wow.
So, I guess it depends what states, but I know that was in Maryland, that, you know, it's no taxes.
So, I mean, $100 million a year, that would be, whew.
No taxes?
Awesome,
oh, my
man.
God.
That is awesome. But so the thing that also we're bringing people in, and it was bringing young people. You come in, there's this big sign, you belong, family begins here, you have a great future. And they were bringing in these young people. So Carl Lentz graduated from, I don't know if he graduated, but I know he went to Hillsong College, right? And so he was really handpicked by Brian Houston, who is the son of the founder of this whole Hillsong.
Right.
And his thing was he really wanted to modernize the church. He wanted to bring in, young people. He wanted to bring in celebrities, because if you can bring in a celebrity, then, they have more of an expanse, right? Yeah. People know them around the world and stuff like this. Right. So this guy, like Carl Lentz, was really, really growing. The young people felt like this kind of church wasn't like in your face. Right. And even, there was even like a gay guy there who was like, even though the church, they don't agree with my lifestyle. Yeah. But, they were all about community, so I could still go there. No one is making me feel bad. I could still go there and still go help the community. So he loved that. Young men, of course, if young women are there, young men going to be there. Yeah. All these pretty girls are here. I gotta be there, He met Justin Bieber, right? Prior to this, Justin Bieber was like He
had gone to jail. He was fine with TMZ. I think we all knew that.
So he was going out of control. And then here comes this Carl Lentz. And all of a sudden, Justin Bieber now has calmed down. Yes. He's back into his church, Well, we know he got married. Yes.
Which was actually, she had known him since childhood. Yeah. And she had actually always had a crush on him.
She had a crush on him, yeah. A lot of people didn't know that, like their families knew each other. The fathers knew each other, yeah. So, anyhow, then this guy now, he starts to wear like Louis Vuitton what do you call those sweatsuits?
Sweaters.
That are was like $10,000.
Like he was making so much money that he was wearing
Louis Vuitton shoes. So you have this preacher, which I have a problem with that. And I think it goes back to what you're saying. Like even if, and I thought to myself, I said, well, maybe Justin gave him that sweatsuit,
as
the
a gift.
Vuitton, as a gift. And he's wearing it. But what I will not do, I will not wear these kinds of things. Especially not if I'm going to go preach at the church. I'm not going to wear my Louis Vuitton $500 shoe. I'm not doing that. If someone gave it to me as a gift. I certainly will not be buying it for myself.
It was a special event that, I'll wear it. Yeah. But I feel like, I feel like a preacher, teachers, like all those things are kind of like very humble jobs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like also a preacher, it's really is about donations. It's really about uplifting the people. Yeah. And it's really not even about materialistic stuff. I feel like when you're trying to connect with God, it's a spiritual thing. Yes. Or working on yourself on the inside. Yeah. So I have an issue when this man is going around with his genitals are basically out. Oh, yes. You have a nice bikini wax and you're there with Justin Bieber. I'm going to put it here. It 9:38. It was so low.
Do you see the picture?
Joe Rogan actually talked about it.
Yeah, and Joe Rogan was like a guy who does that. Someone who wants to get laid. He wants women to think about his D. Like, it was so low. it was past the stomach.
Even Justin Bieber was not dressed like that. No. This man was shirtless, and his thing, like, literally, if the wind had blew one way, you would be seeing this man's weenie. All out. Like, you would have seen the preacher's weenie.
You know, I mean, he was, and then the other thing that was occurring too, like he was not only rolling with Justin, Kevin Durant, Selena Gomez, what is it, Kendall Jenner, Jay-Z. Yeah. So he was rolling with these celebrities. All of a sudden now, celebrities start coming to the church. All of a sudden now, instead of like nameless people, you talk about famous people. You know what I'm saying? And then they start having VIP seats
in the front row.
So now there's a tiered system based on how much you pay. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You get to sit here. You're the most famous person. And they wouldn't let someone else who has no name, you know, like a nameless person who nobody knows, less famous person, you can only sit there.
But my thing is also, I feel that sets up a wrong dynamic.
Yeah, it does.
It sets up a bad dynamic because even for celebrities who are coming there, maybe they want to connect with God. You put them on this pedestal. Mm-hmm. Like, you have more money, so you get to be in the front. No, sometimes let the celebrities sit in the back. Yeah. Everybody is here to connect with God. No one is above another person. Yes. So I just feel like all of that is just wrong.
Let someone be able to say, I sat next to Kendall Jenner, right? Yeah. Or I sat next to Jay-Z, or I sat next to Oprah.
Or
it was okay, and I wasn't trying to give her something to sign because we were all in church. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I prayed with Oprah, or I prayed with Kendall Jenner, or I mean, like, it's not even about it. Like, we had such a good time at church. I forgot that Kendall Jenner was even there.
Kendall Jenner, like, we were just all worshiping together.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like sometimes, yes, there's celebrities and stuff like that, but I don't feel like it should be. I don't feel like church, like even mosques, really should be a place for trying to get money. No. I feel like it's a humble job. You're trying to get people to connect with God or whatever. Yeah.
You know? Come to the mosque, everybody is the shoes are off.
The shoes are off.
You gotta. Everybody stand in line. Everybody's in line together. Yeah. No matter. You know, this could
be foot to foot.
This could be a homeless guy who looks totally homeless standing next to you. Yeah. You have to have foot to foot, shoulder to shoulder, and you pray.
Yeah. So Satan can't get in while you guys are praying. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
And that's what they do. Now, there are some people in the mosque I've seen who will try to be like this.
I know, but then
you will see other elders in the mosque call them out on it. Sister, is shoulder to shoulder, foot to foot.
This is why.
Like, what are you going to say? You're going to say, no, I don't want to pray. Okay, you need to go to the back of the line. Because up here in this front line, we don't want Shaitan coming in between us when we pray. You got to put your foot together and my shoulder with yours.
Exactly. I feel like it should be that type of experience. You know, I don't feel like it should be like the celebrities are ahead or whatever and stuff like that.
VIP sitting and stuff. And so people in the church began to have some issues with that. And rightly so. Yeah. You know, and then the other thing was there was this volunteer who was like, it was weird because I have been to, he was, I think he said a Baptist. He was used to go to a Baptist church and he came here. And he's like, he was used to seeing a preacher after the sermon. The preacher will stay and people can talk to him. He'll shake people's hands. Yes. And here was this guy, Carl Lenz, this pastor. Yeah. After his sermon, he's getting into his limo or his Escalade to go to the next venue. So it's like you can't even spend time with him. Yeah. You know, so he himself was kind of becoming like a celebrity himself.
I mean, he was. I mean, the fact that you're here with Oprah, you're on Gayle King, you're also on The View. Yeah. I mean, why is a preacher all over the place like that? And then things you're hanging out with Justin Bieber so much.
I know.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're looking more like a slut than he is. I mean, he was looking like a slut, but Justin Bieber was in a white T-shirt and plaid shorts. Like, I want
like he was more modern. He was more, what's the word? Modest. Modest than the preacher,
the man looked like he was about to be at Chippendales.
I know.
It was so low. I saw his V-cuts in.
Please post the picture.
Oh, I will be posting it. But I mean, like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see my preacher out here with his, like, me seeing his genital hair. Yeah. That's too much. Yeah. And then I'm seeing that you got a fresh wax.
Yeah.
What is that?
Looked like a bikini wax he had because you couldn't even see anything.
I think it's suspect when a man's shaving down there.
So people started thinking,
I'm like,
We're going to keep this in church now. This is a church video we're trying to make.
The picture baffled me, man. I'll put that as the thumbnail, actually.
So the people started to think, look, a pastor is supposed to serve. That's why he's supposed to be there. Right. He shouldn't be here with all of his designer clothing and all of this stuff. It got to a point that even it started to set up this culture that people started wearing what he was wearing. People started to dress like him, wanted to dress like him. So now maybe people who don't even have money got to go buy $500 Louis Vuitton shoe. Mm-hmm. So I tell you, like one of the volunteers say, well, you know what? What's more magnificent than a rising star? A falling star.
Hello.
Lord have mercy. And that was part 1. Yes. I was like, oh my goodness gracious.
I know. It was quite a bit.
Oprah, I saw him on it, he was crying. You know, it seems like when he was on interviews, he would cry and stuff like that. But, yeah. So, as one of the volunteers says, it looks as though the ministry started to become built on sand. And once that happens, you got to watch out for the girls, the gold, and the glory. And really, when you're there trying to be close to God, you should not be there thinking of a sex.
Yeah. Without
your marriage partner, because this guy is married. Well, you certainly should not be thinking about no glory. You should be giving the glory to God.
Hello.
And you sure be not thinking about no gold, no designer this and designer that.
Yeah.
You should be humble, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay? You're there to serve, not there to show off.
Exactly.
This first part had me stunned.
I was hooked by the first part.
I was stunned because I'm just like, this guy, like, I was like, what happened to him?
And I feel
I saw him bringing in the people, and that's all I know. So I did not even know that he had fallen. But once that volunteer said rising star, falling star, I was like, oh Lord.
My thing is, I feel like there's going to be a special place for him and a bad place, because I feel like you have brought in all these young people, and me personally, I do feel like, you know, religious places have to do a better job of getting
the youth.
Well, that, but also I feel like just being, I mean, of course, it's okay. You don't have to accept any and everything.
Right.
But just being more welcoming to people who have a past. You know what I'm saying? Because none of us is perfect. And none of us are perfect.
Not at all.
And God takes us as we are.
Yes.
You know, of course, He expects us to get better and stuff like that. And He fully expects us to come to Him and stuff like that. And He expects us to fully continue to evolve.
Absolutely.
But I remember there was a story in the Quran where they said there was this guy who would come to the mosque every day, drunk in high as hell.
Not in the Quran, but it's a story of the Prophet.
Of the Prophet,
Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him.
My bad, my mistake. But he would come to the mosque and he would be drunk. But they would say, you know, keep the alcohol outside, but you can come inside and pray.
Because at first the Prophet's followers wanted to push him and say, no. I mean, y'all smell of drinking and whatever. But Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, told him to come in.
Yes.
Come in. Let him come in and pray.
Yes.
Yes.
And the Prophet allowed him to do that until one day he said he came and he was sober.
He was sober. He didn't come with a drink.
Exactly.
He was all cleaned up and everything.
Yeah, so however people are coming, whether it's from a broken place or not, or it's from a place where they're completely shattered, they don't know what's left to right, embrace those people, because that's how God does with us. Like, can you imagine if God was like ostracized you every time you did one thing wrong? Like, imagine
if no, you can't come here.
Like, no, I don't even want your prayers. Please go somewhere.
No.
Like, no, God is a forgiving God.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how it has to be. So I feel like He kind of set people up. Like, people were like, I don't have to look like this in order to be into my religion or whatever. And then
was like a setup. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you go and you do all this, you bring all these people in just for you to be a hypocrite and a backstabber.
Yeah.
Like, what happens to those people who really thought that they had a place and they realized that it was all a lie? And then also their faith was not that strong at the time. So now they have fallen to the wayside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he falls on him because you get the backlash for that too. You brought people into God, and because of your actions and their faith was not as strong at the time, now they've gone away from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I remember there was a friend of mine, and her sons she lost 2 sons in one day. She had 5 children. She lost 2 sons in a day from an accident. And I remember just writing to her. I mean, I knew she wasn't going to respond, which she didn't. But I kept on emailing her and just letting her know, like, please don't lose your faith. Because she was a really important person in the mosque that I was going to. And a lot of sisters looked at her as so faithful, Yeah. And so I just kept on telling her, please don't lose your faith. Please don't turn away from Allah, And, of course, I'm so sorry this happened. But I was just like, you're such a blessed mother, because you had these two angels. Like, they passed away, but it was like this whole community came together. These kids, at such a young age, they had made such an impact on the community. They were both in college at the time. And but I just kept on. I just remember just saying that to her, because I know how many sisters love this woman. Yeah. She had been in the mosque for so long, and I'm so happy she didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so happy she didn't. That she's still a staunch believer. Yeah. And all that, and I'm so happy she didn't. I was just like, oh my God, so many people will just go away. Yeah. From the masjid just. Are you still in contact with her? Oh God, it's been so long now. I mean, I know I can reach her if I need to, but no, I haven't.
I find New Year's Day is a great day to say hi to all those people you haven't heard from in a while. Like, hey, Happy New Year! Since I just talked about, because she's pretty well known, certainly in the Muslim world. So I am going to reach out to her and say, hey, I am going to reach out to her. Yes, I won't be doing the same thing tomorrow. I'll be like, oh, hey, girl, how you doing? Like, all the people I've not talked to. That's a great time to, like, send all your texts.
That is so true. And now that I just thought about her, I will reach out. Yeah. But, so, when you are in a church and you have some kind of position there or in a mosque, you have to be so careful
about what you do.
Well, about what you do, because I feel like you're going to get that chastisement. Yeah. From getting those people who were weak in their faith. Now you have them turned away from God. Yeah. Because of your degeneracy. That's right. So we will leave part 2 for another day.
Yes, you will. But you let us know.
Yes, and let us know what do you think about Hillsong, and this is the first time we're really hearing about it. Like I was shocked, because I was like, Carl Lenz, I remember he was like on the up and up, right? And he's bringing all these young people. I was like, oh, that's so great. These songs are wonderful. I was listening to these songs. Yeah. And now when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness. Ooh.
What's happening? Yeah.
So, yes.
But
tell us what you think.
Yes, y'all. But it's Mary
and Amma.
We invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment. If you guys know more about Hillsong the church, or if anyone was like a member of that church, could you please reach out and just let us know more about it?
Yes.
Okay. Bye. Bye.